live. Hello, everyone. So, welcome to another episode of Iconic. Today's episode of Iconic, we are talking about depression. We're going to be having discussions on depression, our views, if it's affected us, all that sort of stuff. In today's episode, there will be swearing. This is unedited. So if you don't like swearing, sorry. We will try and keep it low, but we do swear. That's just normal life. Today's special guest, well, I've got my co-host Rob, which he's sat on that side of the screen. There he is.
Hello, people. Oh yeah, depression. Hello, people.
Yeah, you got to be sad. We're depressed.
Hello.
There we go. And then we got below me.
Oh, fuck.
I hope everyone's doing well. Got a little bit of chest pain before I started the show. I'm trying to hold my breath in there.
We've got Terry. Oh, shit. Right, sorry. We got Terry from Diggers Den Tyson Fury.
Welcome, Terry.
Well, thanks for having me on the show. I've totally lost it. I've lost all my stuff for a second, what I was actually going to say. But yeah, thanks for having me on, Brad and Rob. It's nice to be on your show. Hello, everyone in the chat. I see Blueface and everyone in. The chat gets stuck on my phone because the internet. I'm back in the den, as you can see. Oh, by the way, look, check this out. Oh, where is it? He's hanging out.
Trying to sell stuff already on the. We're not even live.
Yeah, look at my merch. Look at my merch.
No, I've got me That's Brad jacket, man. I've just had it proper, white, clean, and everything, man. It's hanging up now. I got a group dig on next Saturday, so need my coat.
So you do detecting then? I hear.
No, not today. Today's
how does that
special day today. Special day today.
I'm talking to you. How does that help you out with your depression?
It does. I'll tell you what, it does. Metal detecting helps with my, because listen to this, yeah. And I'll be honest, because I mean, as you guys say, this is an honest show. I get when I'm out, I get like and it's not really like anxiety, but I have to actually, when I'm at the field, I'm all right. But before I get there, it's like a mission, like I don't know. I think it's because I'm stuck, because I've got an illness. Like I get stuck in a lot, and then to get myself motivated to back out. So metal detecting, it does do me. It does me good. I do enjoy it, and it does help because when I come back, I'm tired, and then I fall asleep for about 2 hours, and then I feel all right after that. Otherwise, I just sit indoors and I'm just wasting away now. So
well, that's the big thing with depression, isn't it? Because of depression, you kind of just sit there wallowing in your own pity.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean, and
I'll say to myself,
get motivated, it's so hard.
You're just waiting for the hours to go past, aren't you? You're just like, bring on another day.
It's once I'm there, I'm okay. It's not, because I plan to do it. If I plan to now, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I get a sick. I don't know if you've ever got that before. You get a sick feeling in your stomach. It's like weird. It's hard to explain, and then I feel like breathless slightly. But once I'm out on the field, I have no worries or anything like that. I mean, you know what I mean? I think it's just that once I'm there, as I say, I'm there, and with sort of like mental health, it's really hard for some people, because I see some people really, really struggle. But it is hard. But if you find something that you can do, then it does help. It does help a lot, because I can't do anything. So metal detecting, it's either that or Lidl's, and Lidl's, I've been there so many times now. Actually, they know me by my last and my first name in there.
You hang on, yeah. So you use Lidl's as a way to combat your depression.
Well, but I didn't know what to say. That was just something that just come out. I didn't know me to say that just yet. But
Well, if you are,
This is what we're giving people ways to get over depression,
Shopping
suicidal
works.
thoughts and things like that. And
Oh yeah, do you know?
Lidl's work for you.
You got a thing there because I quite enjoy just people watching, and I like just going to the Trafford Centre, sitting down, having a coffee, watching people fall over, walk into poles, panic over nothing. I used to love going on Christmas Eve and just watching the mayhem unfold of all the last minute present buyers. Oh, it was amazing. I loved it, but I can't do that anymore because my daughter's born on Christmas Eve, so
Oh no.
Ruined it. But no, I love it. And I guess I could we're occupying our minds, aren't we, with something different? Because if we just sit there wallowing, then all we're going to do is just think about whatever it is that's upsetting us.
I think it's more and more depressed. What we sort of come across before, isn't it? You do have to shout at yourself in your own head, sort of thing. All right, no, sorry, I'm going to do it. If I don't like it, or if I'm pissed off or something, whatever, when I'm there, fair enough. But you got to still go and do something. You know what I mean? Just want to say hello to the people that are in the chat chatting away. Protected Human Family, good to see you. Blueface Savage, average to see you. Typical British Chris.
You're right. You changed your name. I think he's changed his name. I'm sure it used to say typical British cripple.
Manchester Magnet Men. David Smith. So we got Another Town.
Oh, Pam. Pam's Another Town. She travels the country for work, and I said to her, I was like, oh, while you're there, why don't you just film the area? And she came up with the name Another Town. I thought that was really, really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then we get to see all these new little towns that we might not get to see.
Well, that's it.
I don't go further than, as you know, I don't go further than Herne Bay. I'll get lost.
We know you don't go further than 1 mile from your house.
you sort of, when you travel, Tessa, you travel in a way everywhere's new to you, and it's like.
I think I need to leave a day early before I travel.
Even being on the phone.
I still get lost, but that's the thing. Like when we went to the valleys, after that accident happened, I mean, I was like, do you know what I mean? I was in so many different places, but speaking to you like on the phone, you was just like, shut up, Tel, just get here, mate. Like you kept me on the, because I had a breakdown. I didn't know what to do. First crash I've ever been in. I'm on my way to a rally. I didn't know whether to turn around or go home or just.
It is a thing with first crash you've been in. So having like experience banger racing, multiple smash ups in car, 150 mile an hour front enders, all sorts of messed up shit. It's like, the crash and noise of something and the bang, the shock of it. Yeah.
It was.
And you was like, she's at me. Yeah, it's just like proper right off. It's getting. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what's you? And it was like, then you said, oh yeah, we was in traffic, and I'm thinking, hey, hang on, how fast we go? And then you got to the place, and there's this little tiny scratch on there. Like,
oh well, yeah, no, I didn't notice that. The boot where you shut the boot down, it had a massive like flip on the bottom of that. But then, mind you, I think there was something wrong with the car because when he put it up the ramp, he went to shut the door and it wasn't even in line.
Mate, you brought it from a copper. It was already a ringer that he'd got from the old auctions, from the police auctions. He stuffed you up proper, mate. You were lucky to have it smashed in straight away. Don't worry about it.
But I'll tell you what, when I got to the rally, though, you look like, I didn't really think about it too much because, you know what I mean? It was, even though I had it in my mind constantly, the first couple of minutes, once I got there, I just had a breakdown. But then after that,
the most thing I think was on people's minds wasn't, too much concern for you because you're Tezza. But we was all concerned you had your son in the car. So
yeah.
we were all concerned. And then we see, it was just a bump. Then, we'd just cheer you up, take the piss a little bit, make sure it didn't, because, even the smallest of little You know, I had while we was waiting for you, I had Porsche wanker, didn't I, in the fucking services, giving it all large. Yeah. We blocked off like 2 spaces, and he comes along in his fucking lovely little Porsche and starts to try and reverse in. So I just stand there with my door open, going, nah, mate. And then he's like, opened his window, started giving it all that, carried on reversing up, and mate, you know what I mean? I ain't fucking moving nowhere. And then he buggers off around, and he comes over, videos me and all this because he thought I was going to smash his car in. And I was like, mate, I love your car. Your car's beautiful. I'm going to smash anyone up. It's going to be you cunt. Now come here. But yeah, that was a form of, yeah, that was a form of depression.
That's what happens though. Sometimes you get anger. Like my boy, he's got he doesn't go out. My oldest one, Jordan, he suffers with bipolar, and he's basically got schizophrenia. But his dad suffered with that, and they say it can actually be
not an easy thing to deal with.
No, it's hard, but it's just like with him, when I go out with him, like, because he listens to what I say, so sometimes words can be really powerful. If someone believes in you enough, then words can be really powerful to someone. So like when I talk to him, when we go out, I keep his mind occupied on certain things, so he get to a point where he suffers with anxiety, anger, sort of like, so if he gets stressed out, he'd get angry and he just flips out where he can't help it. But with me, like, I take him out, he's not bad, do you know what I mean? But he can't go out on his own because he's just not, like, you know what I mean? He does suffer really, really bad sort of thing. And Julie, I mean, she does it. She gets anxiety bad. Sometimes she won't even want to go around the supermarket. And I say to her, now let's go. And then to keep her mind off it, I like, you know, I record her and I shout names to her in the supermarket, but it keeps her mind occupied on something, and she just laughs and things. And do you know what I mean? And now when we go to Lidl, she feels comfortable to be able to go there all the time. Not on her own, but it's always me, like today, on the mattress and all that kind of thing. Putting that in the car was just headache today. Really, really headache, won't lie.
Has this always sort of like been like this, or do you think this has been, I mean, something from the sort of lockdown and stuff like that sort of trained us a bit, just staying in and shit, or not wanting to go out because it's a bit fearful out there? You go out the door and suddenly you can catch fucking death aids.
No, I think more. I think it's hard to explain because I don't know what I am actually scared of, because I'm not scared of anything, if you know what I mean. But I don't know. It's that feeling that you get whenever I plan something. It's weird. If I plan something, like I say, for instance, I'm going to a day dig tomorrow. You see, that night I can't sleep because it's on my mind, and it makes me. I feel physically sick. I don't know why it does that.
That sounds more like anxiety.
Yeah, that's what it is. I think I've just got that tether anxiety.
Did you find that it's more so you're more inclined to feel that way after lockdown?
Yeah, I think it got a little bit worse, but then I was quite lucky because Scott from Blueface, who's in the chat, he could sense there was something wrong, so he messaged me every day. He was like, "Can't tell, get yourself out, get yourself back on there," like, and he constantly messaged me and sort of like he helped me get through it, because I did suffer. I mean, straight after lockdown, because we hadn't been out for so long, that first couple of weeks of going out, I got to a field and I was shaking for what? I mean, I'm not scared of anything, me. I mean, apart from ghosts, but I ain't scared of nothing. Do you know what I mean? But I was shaking, I was sweating, and I got this. It was not a sweaty feeling, but I felt like I couldn't breathe. And as soon as I'd done one lap of the field, I was knackered. I couldn't, and for the first couple of weeks afterwards. But as I say, Scott kept pushing me, saying, "Oh, get a video. I want to see a video." And
I mean, with your having that sort of effects when you're out, and that's a panic attack.
Yeah, it's horrible. I can control it.
On my anxiety and whatever, but yeah, sort of overtakes you sort of a bit. I was just having
that's what I mean. I can take it fine. I can take it fine now.
just looking at Detective Jim's comments, basically going, he went out the other day after 7 months through depression of not going out, of various things. I know Jim, met Jim, and his family and that, and I know he's had things going on, but that's it. Your environment affects you so much, and traditionally, us blokes are stiff upper lip. I'm still, I'm that era where you sort of like done any pussy ass sort of like, oh, I'm feeling, down or whatever. I mean, there is that case of, it's not, we do feel sad at times. There's times to feel sad, and that's not depression or anything like that. That's just natural. You're just feeling a bit sad.
But then you get doctors and stuff like that will just throw pills at you and be like, "No, you're depressed."
That's no good.
You shouldn't be sad. You shouldn't be.
They treat it like a sickness. And my opinion, sorry to stop you there, Rob.
No, good mate. I dropped that in there to get you going.
my opinion on depression and treating it as sickness, I've lost where I'm at.
The damn doctors throwing pills at people that are just sad. They might have had bereavement or something like that, and it's like, oh no, you shouldn't feel like that. Yeah, have a couple of pills, and that these are happy pills. They get you through this time, and then people possibly get addicted to that and not just have the natural sadness, and then something will bring joy to you in your life. You know what I mean, and you won't feel that properly because you've been artificially happied up, sort of thing.
You can't. All you're doing when you get them pills. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. All you do is when they give you them pills, is they're prolonging something. They're not actually. Do you know what I mean? They might help you for that period of time, but at some point in your life, when you stop taking these pills, that will still come back. What you first originally started taking them for, because no matter what you do, unless if you hit that point, like you say, if you get help and you go and see somebody, and you've got to admit to yourself at first. There's no point sitting there keep saying to yourself, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it tomorrow. And then that night you feel really sad in yourself and you think, right, tomorrow I'm going to see someone. And then the next day comes and you still don't do it. You that's when you know that you need to go see someone. That gets to a point where like you've got like so bad, do you know what I mean, with anxiety and depression, like I see in some people where they've got tablets now. And as you were saying there, they've got to a point now where they rely on these tablets, but they've not actually hit the problem what they started to take the tablets for. So they don't get any therapy, and you've got waiting lists of 3 to 4 years sometimes to see people, and it is hard. It's really hard, especially for some people out there now, because men don't want to talk.
Well, people treat depression like this is my own opinion, like it's a disease. And I don't think it's a disease because you cannot be depressed by just changing your entire mindset. Now, I know it's hard to change your entire mindset, and that's why people throw pills at you. But you really need to sit down and think am I depressed or am I just upset because of something that's happened? That's my opinion. That's how I see it. Now, I used to see it as it was a disease. I can't help that I'm depressed. I'm just going to lie here in my bed and do nothing because I've got depression and it's a disease. That's how I used to think. And that's what I did at some point. Until I heard the saying, someone said to me, are you depressed or are you just upset? And it made me sit there and think back to what set me off. And it's like, well, I was just upset, but it's too late now because the doctor's thrown all these pills at me. I'm now addicted to all these pills, and you do get addicted to them. There's no lie about it. You will get heavily addicted to antidepressants. They're designed to do that. They keep you in bed for more. It took me ages to get off them. I ended up going cold turkey and just not taking them. It was like hell. It was like I was battling my depression all over again. Like you said, it doesn't go away.
No,
you're just masking it.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like if you sit there and you're like, right, I'm upset. I don't know. In my case, it was like my cat died and stuff. But say like my missus left me. It's like, right, I'm very upset about my missus has left me. So instead of lying in bed, I'm gonna go hit the gym. You know, I'm gonna get my bod back. You know what I mean?
I'll show her.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Fucking right.
That's
got to be in our DNA or something.
Be doing it anyway. I mean, just because you got a missus or fella or whatever, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't try and take care of yourself as much as you can. It's not like you get a missus and then it's like, oh, right, I've got a missus now, that's it, let's get fat,
Yeah. Yeah, depression's it's hard. It depends. Some people that struggle and suffer sort of really, really sort of bad with it, where sometimes they've gone to a point where I think really you need counselling before they should give you pills, I think, because there's no point, as you say, going to a doctor, because a doctor is there to help you with so many different things. Do you know what I mean? Somebody who's there to help you with mental health and depression, they should be the ones to decide whether to give you medication or not, because I think that, as you say there, Brad, they give it out so easy. I'm on pregabalin. I don't take antidepressants, but the pregabalin I take, I've got a nerve condition. But so many people, as you say, they've been given them for silly things, which are okay, to them it might not be silly, but like, I mean, such small things, do you know what I mean? And they make it into a massive thing where really they should be able to talk to somebody on the phone, because there is phone numbers out there that you can ring and talk to them, and it does help. When you talk to somebody, it does help. A lot of men like us, like, we won't talk to other people because it's a man's thing, isn't it? A man would rather just keep it quiet and not really say anything. Where sort of like women, they tell each other things. They might not tell us because we're men, but women do talk a lot more about themselves, do you know what I mean, when they're having conversations, compared to where if us three are talking, we wouldn't bring it up normally, do you know what I mean? It ain't something that
and like if you did, we'll just be like, you pussy.
yeah, but that's it. But what that does is, sometimes you see, like I say, when you do things like that and you can make a joke and a laugh out of it, you see, I always laugh. See, when I feel a bit down, and I do get down, everyone does, like you all say. Yeah, I do get bad days, and then I get Scott from Manchester, Scott from up Scotland. He's
you said Manchester.
Yeah, he might as well be, because it's northern. It's northern anyway, so it's just. But no, he messages me, and he's kept me on this path of saying to me, like, look, mate, you've just got to forget about everything and go out. And then when you're out, text me. Then when I'm out, I text him, say to him, right, I'm out. And then it's got me to a point now where I'm feeling sort of more happier in myself. I don't get down so much, and it's talking to everyone, because if you don't talk to somebody, it won't do anything. You're just going to be sat there in that same thing every day, just sitting in that same spot, doing the same thing. And when you go to get up, you feel like crap because you've moved out of that spot where you've been stuck to so long. It's not good, and it won't do you no favors. It won't do you no favors in the end. It really won't.
Right, I don't know if you want to go over a couple of things said in the
yeah.
So, I noticed a couple. Typically, British Chris, a lot of problems stem from people refusing to pay for healthcare. You'd spend 70 quid servicing your car, but you wouldn't spend 70 quid servicing your noggin. That's true in a way. You know what I mean? Some people think therapy and that, yet again, it's like, oh, go and see a fucking head doctor. What, am I mental or something? What's going, I don't think people, of my age group, I don't know, it's something a bit taboo sort of thing. So that would stop people. And then you got Smurfenstein. someone with severe depression can even find it difficult to take a pill a day or shower. Pills should be part of the treatment, but never a solution to depression. So I think that's what you were sort of saying, Tez, like literally you need the whole package sort of thing. If you're properly depressed and can't get up from a level, then obviously help and everything, apart from chatting to people because you could chat to them and be okay that moment, but you walk away and you'll even feel it in your body just go whoomph away again. So, and then you think, I can't go and chat to them again because I'm, getting on their nerves, and that send you, back into sort of like battling yourself.
That's it. You got to. It's hard. It is hard. I mean, everyone gets like as Brad was saying, when your cat dies or when you split up with your girlfriend or something like that. But you see things when people get that. That's more like what Brad's saying. That's you're upset at that point. Yeah, depression might come a little way afterwards because, of course, you've left your missus with your kid, and of course you've separated. Then a depression after time, over a certain period of time, I'm having mental anxiety and things like that, then that can push into that kind of thing. So before you get to that point, that's the point when you say to yourself, look, like what Brad says, are you sad or are you just or are you depressed? Because there is two different things, being sad and depressed. Do you know what I mean? Like depression is something that I believe that you maybe have it already there throughout your life, like certain illnesses, and you need certain things to trigger it off. You know what I'm saying? And I reckon, like, some people will don't. It's not they're not stronger minded, but they make small things into massive things. Like they panic, like you say, cat dies, we're upset. They're devastated, so they take it.
Different things for different people, isn't it? That can set you up. To me, someone else's thing that's like, I get over it. Jesus Christ, that you know what I mean? That's a thing you got to expect, or that's an everyday thing. But then that person, totally different to them. Because their little flower died or something on the windowsill. That's it. Life's not worth living virtually. You know what I mean? I've got a cactus that I got issues with, and it's sending me down.
It's men have got to stop being so like what we're like. We've just got to be honest, because it doesn't make you any weaker to go to the doctors and say to your doctor, look, I'll be honest with you, I think I might have a problem. Talk to him. He will get you help, and then they will decide whether you got depression or you're just sad at this point where they might be able to help you. Do you know what I mean? But it's men. Men are so we don't talk to people, and we definitely ain't going to tell our wives how we're feeling. Do you know what I mean? We're not going to sit there and say, "Oh, love, do you know how I'm feeling? How are you?" Do you know what I mean? We're not going to sit there, but it's like with me and Julie. She knows when I'm feeling a little bit down. Like she just knows.
You got a great relationship, though. You're lucky that you have got a relationship that. You know what I mean? You're very, very close. Your partnership sort of thing. Not many people sort of get that, and it's that's the sort of thing that you need. But it's still, both of you know what to look out for on the other one, and
it's after. I mean, like you had, like as I know, you guys knew somebody who took their own life, and a friend of mine, he did the same thing over a girl. He took his life. I'd only seen him 2 days before, and we was chilling out having a smoke because he was a smoker, and he'd gone up to one of these beauty spots where a few people have done it before, and he went and hung himself and took sleeping tablets, and you couldn't tell because I mean, I look back at it now and I can say, oh yeah, I could see it, but you couldn't. Even now, even looking back at it, you could not. I mean, you could tell he was upset, but he must have got to a point where he couldn't say anything to anyone, and that's bad. And I feel so sorry for people when they're that low.
Yeah, we sort of went through this the other week, wasn't it? Where there's a difference between someone asking for help and then someone who's full bent on doing it without
I believe,
or do anything and make sure that they do it, because that's 100%.
Those people that do it, I believe, are the ones that you can't. They're not past helping, but they've gone to a point where that's it for them. You know, those, and you've got those people that say they need help, and they do need help, but it's them people that do not talk. that you see and you think, oh, I wonder how they're feeling. It's them people there. They look okay on the outside, but they're not. They put on a brave face for everyone. Everyone said, "All right, yeah, I spoke to him yesterday. Yeah, he's all right." But inside, it's not. Look at Gary Speed. I mean, you know what I mean? He's a famous football player, takes his own life years and years ago. Do you know what I mean? Everything's hard for men, but men don't need to be scared. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make you any weaker going out and telling anybody you got a pop and tell your mate.
It makes you stronger, doesn't it? Because at the end of the day, anything we find actually hard to do, and then we do it, then you know what I mean. It's a case of that's a big win. I mean, even doing this show and talking about these different things and that, I try not to think about it too much beforehand. I just like come on and we'll talk. It's more like if I think about it, then I'm getting anxiety beforehand and stuff. And it's
that's why I'm wearing glasses and my eyes are open wider. Because I got a bit worried. Before I go on any live show, I get that. It's weird. It's my back tightens up where I've got the back problem. Anyway, everything goes really tense. And then once I'm on there, I'm all relaxed. It's just. There's no who's gonna hurt you? Who's seriously gonna hurt you? What, Brad's gonna jump at the screen and beat me up, or Bob's gonna say something that? Yeah, but you see what I'm saying? I mean,
I'd say some hurty things, fat boy, but I wouldn't.
Yeah, but with you boys, it's different because when I've been feeling down, you've made me feel back to that point again where I don't have to feel down. Like, do you know what I mean? I could say to Scott, I could say to you, I could say to Brad. Like something, and then I'll get a message back, and you guys have always sort of been there to sort of push me through it. So, do you know what I mean? It's hard. It is hard, but I'm just glad now that sort of people out there like Brad and like you have took the time to come out with it, because not many men. Do you know what I mean? Men can watch the show, but they've got to realise they can watch, but they've got to go and get help. If they're feeling that bad, they've got to get help, because you take your life. And I'm not being nice like my mate. And I still say it today. I see him. It was selfish. It was a selfish way out. Some people might see it differently. And the reason why I believe it's a selfish way out is because look who the people you hurt. Okay, you feel like you can't carry on, but it's the people you leave behind. You see them people you leave behind. They're devastated.
Especially when they do it like, and you've got you couldn't do anything about it. It does leave you feeling very lost in that way of like, didn't they think of me like close enough to be able to come to me, or that sort of thing. There's a few more comments in the chat that I think should be brought up. I don't know if you want to do that, Brad, or you?
Yeah.
I think Smurfordson had another one, and Dark Knight.
Yeah, so Smurfordson.
Hello, Dark Knight.
Said a really good resource is the Mental Health Foundation of New Zealand. The 5 Ways to Wellbeing explains a lot of things you can do to help with depression and anxiety. I don't currently have a link to that, and this is the first time I've heard of it, so maybe I'll make a note of that, and then on the next live next month, I can post the link or something. But we also do have a Facebook page, an Iconic. It's called Iconic. I have actually put the link in this chat. If you do want to join us on there, it's a private page. You can post whatever you like, or want discussions about depression, whatever. There's also some files on there with like mental health numbers or emails, self-help guides. Well, there will be a self-help guide hopefully somewhere. So I'll make a note of that Mental Health Foundation of New Zealand, and I'll try and put some files onto our Iconic Facebook page. The Dark Knight, the Tetris. I tried an OD in my early 20s. Not once in the build-up did I ask for help or reach out to talk to someone. Had I known it's okay not to be okay, I'd have acted differently. At least I hope I would have.
Yeah, no, actually, no, back then.
Yeah, well, that last bit though, at least I hope I would have. Would you have acted differently if you known it's okay to talk to, or would you still have suppressed it? Because like, the only reason I came out with it was because I hit that point where I just couldn't hold it in anymore, and I just started going on live streams, like kicking off with people, which that's the only reason why I started saying it. So, I mean, although you could, if it was different and it was more open to talking about it back then, you might have said, we don't know, do we? There's ifs and buts, but you don't know. Past is the past.
I think I wouldn't have changed. I think if you look at it now and would you have made things different back then, I don't think people would have changed much, if you know what I mean. I think they would have still been the same as what they would now, because you can look at things what we all did in the past and say to ourselves, oh yeah, I would have done this, I would have done that. But do you know what I mean? It's different because you've known what's happened. You could say you would change it. Do you know what I mean? Because it happens to at that point.
At the time?
No, I wouldn't. I don't think you would have. I think you would have stayed. I think everyone would have been exactly the same because it's. Do you know what I mean? It's more open now. I think men will now because it's more open anxiety and depression for others. So I think more men are now starting to sort of come out and sort of say the sort of the problems that they're having.
And the Dark Knight is
let me
saying.
Sorry.
Sorry, you crack on.
Sorry. I do actually have another guest coming on. His name is Jim. Well, you saw him in the comments earlier. He's asked if he could come on. So yeah, I'll bring him on. Rob, if you want to just finish what you were going to say, and then
I'll just to say, Dark Knight was sort of like going the opposite way to what Tessa was saying. You can never say you tried to take the easy way out unless you know what that person has gone through. You can never judge, and I suppose that is another thing. You know what I mean? It's
that's fair. That's a fair comment. Yeah, that everyone has, as you say, there
another man's shoes and stuff, and all that sort of.
Yeah, but they're your opinions. You know, we're all entitled to our own opinions. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's like I used to think of suicide as a coward's way out. That was my understanding of it back in the day. You know, it's like, oh, he killed himself, fucking pussy, he's a coward. You know, that was my understanding of it. But obviously, that has changed now with the older I've gotten.
Yeah. Well, we was probably
everyone's entitled to their own opinions. You know what I mean?
That's it. I think it's because I've seen quite a few people that I know have taken their lives. I've seen what it's done to their families afterwards, and their kids and their children, and how things now, like 10 years on, how so much it's changed the dynamic. Basically, how it's changed the family so much. Do you know what I mean? The way. If this person was still about, it would have been different. Okay, they might not have been together, but he put his effort in all the time. Do you know what I mean? And when he done that, now look, I mean, his oldest boy, he died about 2-3 years ago because he did the same thing. Do you know what I mean? So it goes to show that, yeah, it's like when you do something like that, it's not the kids copy you, but it's like. They know it's the easiest way out because their dad did it or someone in the family done it. So the families are left so hard, and it is really hard for the families afterwards. It's just tragic for everyone, but I do think the families suffer a lot more afterwards.
Yeah.
Because the person's gone. The person's gone. Do you know what I mean? And they've left everyone behind, and the pain they've gone through and they still go through it even 20 years later. What fairness is that one?
Might have gone for them, but it's still there for everyone else.
That's right, yeah. That's what I mean. You've got that person's gone, and it's so hard for them. But then their mum and their dad and their brothers and their sisters and their kids, and if they got uncles and aunties, they live with that for the rest of their life. So is it fair someone should do that? Because I know they're doing it because they think it's the only way, but they got to look at it as it's not the only way. You've got to look at your family and all your all your loved ones around you because they don't want you to go nowhere. Do you know what I mean?
It's the thing. If you go and kill yourself, right? So that's your last thing. Yeah, you're going to kill yourself. If that's your very last straw and there's nothing else you can do, then what's the harm in going asking for help?
Exactly. That's what I mean. If you're going to kill yourself, that field I'm in at metal detecting, some boy called Lee. There's all flowers up there. He hung himself off the bridge there, and he had mental issues for a long time. He had like mental problems for a long time, and he was getting help, but got to that point where even the help weren't helping. Do you know what I mean? And that's and he just went and done it. And I think if you get to that point, like you say, I think it's time to say, look, if I can do that, then he ain't going to take harm ringing my dad, is it? You know what I mean? Speaking to my dad or speaking to my brother or talking to someone in your family. That's all it takes, is because 4 or 5 words can make such a difference to somebody. 3 or 4 little words can make so much. Do you know what I mean? So it is 3 or 4 words, as I say, and that's what you got to do, is ring up someone and talk to them. And once you spoke to them, I bet you feel a load better.
Yeah. Let me just bring on Detective Jim. Thank you for sitting in behind the scenes for quite a while. I'm very sorry about that. So there we are, Detective Jim. Sorry for...
how you doing?
You can see, we do get deep into discussion.
Like he don't shut up.
Yeah, he don't. No.
Well,
like I said before, Jim, at the start of this, so this is just our views. We're all entitled to our own opinions. If your opinions are different to mine, then that's fine. I'm not going to get angry with that. Everyone's entitled to their own thing. If you would like to discuss any of your mental health, you are more than free to do so.
Well, like I said, most of you know I suffer from mental health anyway. I've been suffering from like the ages, I'll say about the age of 10, I've been suffering with mental health. So it happened in my childhood that happened, and all of a sudden I've been suffering from depression ever since. I've been on medication. I'm on medication now. Mental health is one of them things where it's hard for men to say it out loud. You know, I found it hard saying it out loud. But how can I put it?
Have you, other than us now, have you spoke with anyone else? Like, obviously a doctor, but I mean, have you spoke with family, friends?
My mum. I spoke to my mum. Yeah, I spoke to my mum about it. I spoke to my partner now. She knows all about my mental health. And now I'm open with my mental health. I know people find it, definitely men, find it very hard to come out with it because we're men. Now, men don't show their emotions.
Jesus!
It's hard for men to show their emotions. That's definitely me.
Well, men are the strong ones, aren't they? We're the strong ones in a relationship. We're the strong ones in work. We're the ones that are meant to take a beating. And as a man, you know, the way I see it as a man, we are meant to take a beating. You know, we are meant to put ourselves through that to help our children grow, to help our missus and stuff like that. As a man, life is hard.
Yeah. If your kid's ill or something like that, you wish you could take their illness for them, or you know what I mean, or someone breaks, your kid breaks their arm, and you wish you could take that pain for them. That's a very male thing, sort of thing. You know what I mean? I think that's more blokes are like that. And yeah, you have to be strong, especially with your kids and that. They fall over and hurt themselves and that. Mummy goes and runs over there and does all the mummy sort of thing, and dad has to sort of like be a bit harder and wants to do that, but it's like, come on, pick yourself, don't cry. You know what I mean? You're all right. It's only a scratch. Get over it. Go and play. Go. You know what I mean? Hang off the bars again. It's only concrete on the floor. You'll bounce. Whatever. We toughen them up with tough love, but at the same time, when they do hurt themselves doing something, when we're holding the bicycle seat when they're first learning to ride, and you take your hand off, and they're riding all right until they look at you and they realise you're 10 foot back, and then they're like,
yeah.
You know, I feel bad, but I just keep riding, you dickhead. I mean,
yeah. But we are meant to be. We do take the shit. We're as men. Our job is to take that shit.
We're the alpha males.
Our life is so much harder. Yeah, it's like look at someone said a saying about a yacht, right? So you've got this big super money make, like millions of pounds, dollars, whatever yacht, yeah. Now, if a man wants to have that, he would have to work really hard for it. If a woman was to have that, she'll have to take a nice photo, and she'll be invited on, whereas a man wouldn't be invited on. So our life is meant to be hard. These are my opinions.
Yeah, there is
opinion. See Rob's laughing. It is obviously, because it's like if I took a pretty photo of myself and sent it to a yacht owner, I wouldn't get an invite.
No, I can't. I know what you mean there. It's women have it. Women they do get it a little.
You're a good-looking guy, and Elton John likes them. You know what I mean? Bit like you, I'm sure you'll be.
Well, no, the whole thing I'm trying to get across is a man. As a man, our life is hard. Now that obviously can affect our depression, like tremendously. That's probably why men have quite a high suicide rate, because when we're not expected to talk to someone, and we're expected to take all the shit, and then like you said, they do see it as a last chance. But like that night detectorist has said, though, just speaking to one person, it's a start. It's a good start, Whether
you shouldn't be ashamed of talking to someone over your mental health.
Yeah,
I found that the hard way.
Yeah, and if you're going to try and take your life, what's the harm in talking with someone? You've got end your life and then there's nothing, or talk to someone. You might get ridiculed, you might not. I can guarantee you, like 99% of the time, you won't get ridiculed. So Jim, down the line when someone starts taking the piss, but that's just banter,
Jim, you said in the chat that you hadn't been out for 7 months, and you just recently went out. What finally sort of got you to break that time inside?
Tina, because she kicked me out. Honestly, it worked for her. I would have gone out. But she,
well, that's it. You know what I mean? That's what a partnership and being with someone's all about, in a way, isn't it? You know what I mean?
It is.
Cruel to be kind. Like, get the fuck out of here, you.
I was still sat on the computer just watching YouTube.
And vegetating sort of thing.
Get your ass off the chair and get out.
You get stuck. You get stuck though, don't you? You get stuck in that thing where you don't want to move. It's like you're there and you feel comfortable. You're in your little zone bit. So that's how you feel more. Do you know what I mean? It's breaking that barrier. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Once you've broken that barrier, like you say, you've been out now. The next time you go out, you might still feel the same, but the more times you do it, the better and better it feels each time. Do you know what I mean? And in the end, it will get better and better. But you got to take every day as it goes. And as we all know, it can make you feel really low, and it can make you stress out at your partners and things like that. And with things like that, like because some partners don't understand what you're going through. So when you row with each other, like my mate, he rows with his missus a lot. He doesn't it's because they don't understand properly what they're both going through. Do you know what I mean? She doesn't understand because he doesn't say anything. So like, but now he explains, and he's been to doctors. Like now, you want to see how I mean? They're like, they've been to Spain twice. I think they've got about 3 kids now. It's because it's so hurting for like not just the partner, even the person with the depression. Do you know what I mean? So even if it is telling your partner to start with, there you go, and then you can work from there. Because with depression, it can ruin it can ruin your whole, not just your life, but the whole family situation around everything. Do you know what I mean?
Well, last time I tried to take my own life was, I say, about 9 years ago. I was in my flat and I rung my mum up and said sorry to her. Then I put the phone down. I waited for my mum to come to my flat when I was in my flat. I won't be here now. So, like I said, it is hard for men. I know we're proud men. I know we don't say stuff like this.
Do you still get the depression from when you think you was young? You know, do you think it's more and more things have added to it, or do you think the main aim thing is what happened to you when you was younger and it's still, like, you know, like it's still in your like festering in you now? Do you know what I mean? And it still makes you.
Yeah, I'll try to explain it the best way I can. I got groomed when I was a child.
Sorry to hear that.
And the bloke just didn't do it to me; he did it to my other brothers as well. And my brother, oldest than me, he's the one who spoke out. I never did. He got sent to prison, and I always turn around and say to myself, I'll get him in my own time. And unfortunately, he died in prison. I didn't get my time.
So that's that
shit out of him.
Is that why and it still eats you now? Because that is because my Mrs. Julie, the same sort of thing happened, and I see it in her now, sort of same thing. She still from that point, because that's when that happens to you, that is something that's so traumatic as a child that I believe, like you say now, is something that you can never get over. You can become to deal with it, but you can't ever get over it. And little things will start that off again, like something little, and then all of a sudden it brings all that back into it again. Do you know what I mean? So that's something that's so harsh for somebody, especially when you're young, because it does scar you. Whatever you see as a kid, you live with for the rest of your life. Because I mean, look at the things we did, and some of the fun stuff we did. We can always remember that. Do you know what I mean? And for something so bad to happen to you, it will always be there. And of course, little things like you say, tiny little things that wouldn't bother many people, makes it worse. And then of course everything else comes back to you.
Yeah, it's still like now, when I'm into it with my partner, I know some stuff we do, I know it can just click like that, and like, whoa, I've been here before. It is the most horrible feeling in the world.
So
and that's when your depression starts up again.
I know you said you couldn't get your own back in a way because he died in prison. And again, I'm sorry to hear about your upbringing. Now, I know you kind of have that. Well, let me see if I got this right first. So you kind of got like you want to get vengeance on him, but you can't. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So instead of harvesting all that hate or suppressing that hate or whatever, I'm not saying forgive. Don't trust me. Don't. But how about channeling it into something else? So, like us, we've created this iconic. Maybe you could create something to help people that have also gone through the same experience as you.
Yeah.
And then instead, you're getting him back by helping others.
Yeah.
You get what I mean there?
Yeah. Right now, I spoke to my doctor about it. I spoke to Tina about it, and I know I'm working my way past that now.
It's every day. It's every day, isn't it? It's
just coming up in here and talking about it, mate. You know what I mean? It should be a bit of a, you know.
I will never spoke about stuff like this. Don't need to like I know you through YouTube and I met some of you, but bringing it out and saying it online, I would have never done that in my whole life. But now
you can't imagine how many people it helps at times. You know what I mean? Just to know someone else has gone through things. You know what I mean? Not the same.
You coming on here and saying it tonight, because this ain't just a YouTube video. This is a podcast as well, which is on Spotify. We do have listeners that listen to it there as well. And you coming out tonight and saying that, you do not believe how many people you have actually just helped. You know, I'm telling you right now, you know, you might 100%. Not know it, and you won't see it, and you'll probably never know, but you have helped at least one person right now. I'm telling you this. And
like I said, you shouldn't be ashamed. Like, you got depression, you got mental health. You shouldn't be ashamed of that. No, come out, say it, and get help. You know, that's the best thing for someone to do. I've done it.
That's the good thing.
Yeah.
That you took that one step. If you was to give anyone a bit of advice now to take that one step, what would be your main? What would you say to them? What would be your main first thing to make them sort of get up and get out there and get the help?
Be positive. Get up and get out there. You know, don't hide away from it. The more you hide away, the more it eats away at you.
Can I just ask you a question as well, Jim? Now you've come out with that live online. How do you feel about that?
I feel a lot better than I did. I'm saying it in front of thousands of people who go and watch this. I'm proud to say it now because I'm getting that help that I need. And you, like I said, you shouldn't be ashamed. I know what happened to me happened to other people as well. I know it's not just me. Thousands of people been out there and I've been groomed by someone, or you're suffering from depression. Don't be ashamed. You know, just be proud of yourself and just do it for you.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Great message.
You're a proud man. You're a proud man, Jim. That's a good thing. You're a really proud man. Do you know what I mean? And at the end of it, look at you, like as you say, with your family, Tina, and all the kids. Do you know what I mean? You're starting to get help now. But as you know, like whenever you need to talk to anyone, I mean, you've got Rob, me, Brad. Do you know what I mean? You've always got someone there if you ever need to chat to anyone. That goes with sort of anyone, doesn't it? Really, in the chat. There's always. I mean, I'm a little bit harder to talk to because I can't stop laughing at everyone for some reason. Because I have a giggling fit when someone's trying to tell me something really serious. Sometimes on the phone, Rob, I can't stop giggling because it's a nervous thing. You know what I mean? Because
it's because he's fucking 5.
It weren't. It's because what happened was I went through a really bad stage of sort of anxiety and sort of mental problem. When what happened was I was at a rally, right, and I was sitting about chilling out with my mates, and somebody threw a firework at me. It hit my arm, and I swear I've never been the same. And every now and then the fireworks go off, I hide under the bed, right, because I'm scared. I'm scared. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, right. He's over-exaggerating because also what happened when I put something in the fire?
That was funny. Yeah, but Rob was the one that tripped over the
that set everyone off. You're the one that set everyone off.
Well, it's because what happens is if everyone gets to meet Brad, and I mean Brad is an absolute lovely guy, but you won't believe this, he's quite quiet, is Brad. He is quite quiet. And what happened was he's standing there and he's not saying anything. And with Brad, he always does something dangerous. Now, if he's got something wrapped up in silver foil that looks like that, and he just puts it next to the fire and then runs,
what do you look like just stand size of a Centex parcel. I just sat there and looked at it, And it was
Robert
and
Hunter
everyone just scattered. Like Rob Hunter went arse over tit over the fucking barrel there.
That weekend, I was scarred. I had my leg grabbed between two cars in the dark.
I see it from the perfect angle. I knew he was there, and I couldn't even see him because it was just complete darkness. And Tess comes bouncing over, happy to look at
it's because I was. You know what I mean? You've just made me a fag, so I'm chilling out and I'm walking back towards you lot, and I'm thinking, hey, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, when he grabbed my leg, I went that stiff like a lamb. You know, when a lamb goes stiff, it almost falls over. I went stiff and I couldn't do anything. It was like so if anyone jumps me and I get beaten up, I'll just go stiff like a lamb and play dead.
He's like a goat, you know, when you scare a goat and they just go.
That's what I did. I just went really stiff, but that's
just
what I mean.
You all know, what I put on the fire, it was actually a sandwich. It was just a cheese sandwich. I was melting the cheese.
It was. It's the way he run off, though. When he put it down and he run off, I just thought, I'm out of it. Because if you remember, 20 minutes before that, Rob kept chucking stuff into the fire, and I was getting covered with them little hot embers.
Bloody wood. I was chucking wood into the fire.
Yeah, but if you watch the video, you can hear him go, look, every time I chuck this wood, look at Tel. And he can even hear him on the video saying it. Do you know what I mean? He's chucking the old embers over me.
Well, I must admit, they got a big lock, and I was throwing them in as hard as I could, so all the sparks would go over.
That's the first time I travelled away that far, and I was absolutely scared. I was scared as I won't lie. I was scared. I held onto the steering wheel. I couldn't drink nothing on the way there. Because I don't like travelling. That's what starts my anxiety off, is travelling. And I get it so bad. But like now, with like Robin now, I just keep on the street. I'll ring him up. Well, where am I? I don't know where you are, Tel. Where am I supposed to know where you're at?
I'm outside the fire station in Reading. You're supposed to be on the M4 in the Reading services, mate.
But that's what makes it good. So you've got to come to a rally this year as well, Jim. Meet up with us all and.
Yeah, well,
I mean, and meet the family. But I'm glad that
RCM tickets are coming out fairly soon. That'd be the first tickets. That
I've been out today. And
you were away, ain't you?
Yes.
I got Team of the Year 250.
Oh, nice.
So I've been out and bought that for today.
Oh, that's that. Well, I'll tell you what, Lee, at least you're getting back out. Do you know what I mean? And it's nice to see a smile on your face, because, do you know what I mean? I know it gets sometimes when you're down. You to smile is just an effort to do that. Do you know what I mean? But it's good to know you're on that you're on the mend, and people out there now can say, if he can say it, then surely I can say it. If he can get help, I can get help. Do you know what I mean? Because everyone will deal with something in their life at some point, and it's whether that they've got brave enough to actually speak to somebody about it. And if they have, then there's a lot of us out there to
just don't be ashamed of it. No,
that's it. It's knowing how to sort of like get help from people.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how to deal with it, so it's locked in. So you don't know, so you just got to deal with it yourself day in day out, and you don't know how to process it. You gain out from many people who have, it's not a one way for anyone to sort of get through, any of these mental issues that come along and slap us about, and when you don't expect this shit when you are young, sort of thing that comes up when you're an adult. I wanted to be an adult before my time, sort of. I can't wait to grow up. I want to drive a car. I want to ride them up. I want to do this. I want to do that. And then, you get there and go past that pretty bloody fast. And then you get into the realms of Jesus Christ,
I say that to my kids even now. I say to them, they're like, I can't wait to leave school. I hate school. I'm like, I wish I was back there. Oh, you would say that because you're old. Well, no, I say that because I wouldn't have had you lot because you'd done my head in.
You know what, Tessa? The amount of help you'd have got with your dyslexia at school now compared to what you've just a naughty little shitbag. It wouldn't do as he's told. And
dyslexia was hard back then because, as you know, schools weren't like things set in place for people like me. I mean, I had some lady sit next to me in a few lessons, and she basically writ all the stuff, and I just basically watched her write. So they weren't really helping in any way. Do you know what I mean? It was,
weren't giving you the
really hard
way to work with it when you're out on the street as such. You know what I mean? When
that's what made me. That's why I talk so much.
And stuff. You need to know what it says on the baggie, don't you? Oh yeah.
Well, now I've got these glasses and I can see. I can read a little bit better. Not perfect. It's just I can see the letters now.
I'll tell you, I've suffered from dyslexia myself. I know how it is. I know dyslexia weren't a thing in school when we was in school.
That's it. It was just you was put in the back of the classroom and you sort of like left it. But now if you go to the school like up the road where little Tezza goes, because he's been in trouble lately, he's been put on report. He's only been there 3-4 months, and he what it is because he does his work quick. It's not his thing. He does his work quick, then he thinks, well, I ain't got nothing to do now, so now I'm going to mess about. Yeah,
that's the trouble with comprehensives or whatever. They haven't got the ability to be able to channel more into one kid that needs that more, you know what I mean, or needs the direction.
Well,
you
know, I've told him that
I've done so much in school. If I'd have been interested in the shit they was trying to teach me, because they'd be like, right, okay, I've learnt that. Now what? How much algebra? When the fuck am I going to use that in school? You know what I mean? How am I going to make money with that? You know, if they teach the kids now how to do Bitcoin and shit and how to TikTok a funny dance, which you're actually very good at and can teach your kids.
But saying that though, the school now as well, like as I say with the dyslexia, like you say, there's help. There's also help there now for like young kids that suffer with like they've had something happen at home that's got them really down and depressed. They have certain people in place now. Like if you've got a favourite teacher, the favourite teacher will come and see you. Do you know what I mean? And that's how they're helping school kids now with things like depression and things like that, which is a good start because with young kids you can help them to get over it.
I see the advert on TV of it's like 40% of kids have been badly affected by the lockdown. I can't imagine what my mum would have gone through and that if I'd have been like home for nearly 2 years being homeschooled. Oh,
well,
no way they'd have kept me in. We'd have been fucked.
How did you get on with homeschooling, Brad? With your little one?
The missus did it. I can't do that stuff. But to be fair, right, someone was talking to me about this the other day, and they said the school children's statistics, like all their results and stuff from tests and stuff like that, were like 70% higher when they were all being homeschooled during COVID.
It's because then that time what they did was they give out predicted grades. Because my boy Alfie, he was doing his exams then, and of course you couldn't do the exams. So what they done was they give you predicted grades.
Yeah,
and of course he got a C and he needed a B, so he had to go back and resit it. And when he went back and reset it, he got an A+. So it was really hard on kids back then. They went through some real. I mean, my boy Alfie, he went through. He was really bad over it because it was this one grade he needed. Do you know what I mean? So back then during the lockdown, but I couldn't homeschool Tell. They said read a book to him. So I make up my own stories. I do. I could sit there and make up a whole story of a book. Tell goes back to school and they're like, so what was in this book then? He tells them something that's not even in the book. But then I explain to the teacher, look, I can't read and write, so I will just make up my own story. But it's not okay. It's not in the book. But at least when he comes to school, he's understood the story because we've been talking about aliens. And he loves aliens, do you know what I mean? So we're in there, me and Tezza.
It's like my stepdaughter. She would have found out she's got dyslexia, but she can read a book perfect upside down.
Yeah.
No, you turn a book upside down, she can read it straight away. But put it the right way, she struggles.
I'm bad.
What's the one with numbers? The other, there's another one, isn't there, with numbers that get jumbled about. I can't remember what that one's called. But
with all this COVID and stuff affecting our kids, do you reckon there's a chance this is going to cause some major depression issues in the future for the next generation?
Yes.
I'm not 100% sure yet because
I think it's more of an anxiety issue.
In a way, it was, you know, I mean, it's a big learning thing for them that we never had. So if it does happen again in the future, and they've got kids and that, then they've already gone through it. So they've got probably more advantage than what we had by going through it and like, right, well, we come out the other side and it was all good. So we get through this one, fucking monkey bollock flu or whatever it's going to be. You know what I mean? It's sort of, you know,
I think the schools are more, since the COVID thing, like Brad was saying, I think since the COVID thing, the teachers are now more on this kind of anxiety and depression things for kids, especially those ones doing exams. You know, like when you come for exams, you do get kids that worry and panic and things like that. Now they've got this thing there where, come and talk to us. Like they put it out there. They've got all these TV screens because it's a proper sports college, this school is. But like they've got monitors everywhere, like in the school, so everything constantly is always playing, and they've always got this thing about the depression. Like, doesn't matter what year you're in, doesn't mean you've got to be in the last year to get it. If you've got something at home, if you're feeling a bit low, come and see someone. We'll talk to you. There's teachers there, and they've done it more now ever since COVID. Because before, I never heard of it before, but now since COVID,
you're right.
At our school up here in Wales, they got a mental health nurse.
Stir my stew. Sorry, I keep going off. I've got a stew going up. I'll go on about that in a minute.
The schools up here, they've got like a mental health nurse, so kids can go up to the nurse. We've got a normal nurse that does all your bandages and all that shit, but they've also got a mental health section as well, which I think is good for schools. Schools should have stuff like that.
They have actually brought that out in quite a lot of places. It's like the people I work for, they have mental health first aiders now, whereas they never used to have that.
I think now
mental health first aider.
I think because they now know more people suffer with it, that they need to give more training to identify these problems. Do you know what I mean? Not identify the actual issue that they've got, but just see them things that other people don't see. Because those people that have had sort of training, they can see it in certain people. When you turn up, they can see whether you're depressed or not just by the first couple of words that come out of your mouth. Do you know what I mean? The first few things you say, they can tell what your problem is. And as I say, he's hard, but you just got to talk. He's just talking, and with kids and all the help they get at school. If a young child at the age of 15 can go and say, "Look, I think I've got a bit of issue," then I'm sure an adult can do it. Because remember, what you do in your life, your kids will look at that in their lives. So if you're not willing to get help, and one of your kids has got a problem, what's going to say that they're going to not going to want to get help? Because they say, well, my dad's all right, he don't seem to get any help, so I don't need it. Do you know what I mean? So you've always got to look at it as, how are you feeling will sometimes affect the way the kids are as well. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's really hard for everyone, and especially depression. It can't be the best thing ever. Julie, my missus, she gets it really, really bad, and it's really horrible, and I hate it and I like it, but I try to keep her mind occupied now. Like you've seen in some of the videos, I walk around Lidl's and I shout through the cone, she's stealing, and it's just them things, little things like that, keeps her mind occupied on it. Otherwise, she does panic, and I don't like it when she panics because she does.
I do that. She's stealing. When the alarm beeps off, I'm like, oh, stealing.
Yeah, that's what I've done. So I picked up the cone. I picked up the whole cone. No thing that says don't wet floor. I picked the end of it up. I was like, she's spitting this. Of course, I said it through it. It sounded so loud. Someone went, who's stealing? And the bloke in front of me is looking at me just like, what are you doing, mate? I put it down. I went bright red. I thought, oh, no, what have I done? What have I done? But
you know, people say men are very immature, don't they? I think that's another way of us dealing with our problems that we can't talk about.
Yes. Well, you shouldn't be afraid
we are very immature. Men are also very simple creatures. Rob and Tether kissing there on the screen.
Oh, what the fuck you on about, mate? Nah, not at all. Don't believe it. No.
I'm always
I completely forgot what I'm fucking talking about now.
But you did come up with some bullshit then about us being immature. I believe it. I'm absolutely.
Oh yeah, immaturity. Yeah, but it's good because it's like.
It's our bit of relief.
They say the ones who, like you said the other day, on the other live, Rob, the ones who laugh the most usually have the most to hide.
Huh? Yeah.
Or like to make people laugh the
most. Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing, but I can't help it. All the things you said then, that's not him. You're not talking about him up there.
Oh no, I'm not talking about him.
Dangerous. I've got three words. Whenever I say something about Rob, they're like, who's Rob? I'm like, well, put him in 3 words. Dangerous, very nice guy. But you've got to be careful. I mean, who have you run over? You nearly run over Scott from Dirt Diggers. You blew my arm up. I mean, when you go camping with Rob, something's going to happen. Something will happen. There's no doubt about that.
Tell you what, when Brad come along, to the ones that Brad come along as well, and it's just like, I mean, it's heaven for me because it's like, I can be like a dickhead, but he can be like proper dickhead as well, and like if I'm not doing something, I know Brad will probably be plotting up something or doing something.
That fine line. There's a fine line, ain't there? I can hop, skip, and jump over that line.
Oh, I know that. I know that. I nearly got my face burned by you with that stick.
Ah, that's funny. If anyone knows these things, go onto my videos. There's a couple of Tezza music videos, and it's got that clip in there. I mean, it was an accident. Obviously, he didn't know your face was there. He just turned around. And
why is he walking around with lit sticks? Why is he turning around camp with a lit stick?
Man,
being a man.
He went when he turned around. It was there, and he went, "Oh no, it weren't. It was miles away." Brad, it was there, mate. It was literally. I felt the heat of the stick.
Well, there you go, tidy. A perfect example there.
What I do to my mates is I pour petrol lighter fluid up their backs and I set them on fire.
You're not coming to the RC, are you?
That's what I do with my mates. I kid you not. My mates can come on here right now and tell you exactly what I do.
See, I
didn't get that pleasure because he knows the jacket that he gave you would just go proper wolf.
Yeah. Well, I used to have my mates around here until it got serious, where we'd punch each other in the knee or whack each other on the knee with whatever was laying about. And one day there was a screwdriver there, and my mate was like whacking. He whacked me right on the front of my kneecap. I swear to you not. I ended up the floor. I was sweating. You know when you got that burning where you're burning up from the pain, I swear to you, all my knee was blue. We used to just do things like that, just mess about.
Oh man, that'd be a bitch.
One of my mates, Ash, I set him on fire and we couldn't put him out. It was so funny. And the dickhead was running round screaming. And we're like, get on the floor, roll in the sand.
Well, did you light him up? He just lit him up, but just.
Yeah, just set him on fire. Yeah, it was funny.
Someone set my naff coat alight once at school. That went up like a crisp packet there. Remember that? The old naff coat. Someone stuck a lighter to it, brother. I swear it went like a ball.
You don't want to set fire, and it's like he's in the chat at the moment. Tidy. He's had both of you. I've seen him have both of you with the bombs that he drops when he's out and about. The stench that he can drop. You imagine that going up like proper in flames.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Imagine if I was smoking that day when I stood. It's the way I stood there. I was like, no, he was standing there. It was about 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:30. I think it was a Saturday, because I think he was going home when he had to go to a wedding or something. So I was standing outside talking to him, and I thought, God, what have I stood in? So I'm looking around thinking, God, what have I stood in? So I looked at my shirt. I was like, hey, have you stood in? He was like, no, mate, that was me arse, wasn't it? I was like, that's dirty, mate. Like, I mean, literally, it was like heavy smell of like, it was bad, mate. I'm telling you.
The thing is, we're talking camping in open air and it stays there for ages. It just doesn't go. It doesn't dissipate.
It was horrible.
Like a fog.
And Digit Martin
filming fucking whoever's getting done, because I always see it, and he's there and he's like that, and he's done his little motorbike of like a little rip, and about 2 people down haven't heard it, and I'm like, they're fucked, and I'll just film that and just you see it on the face, sort of like
it was heavy. Right. I mean,
something's not right. Something's definitely not right around.
It's not. I looked at the trailers. I was like, I think I've stood in shit. He was like, I said, I think I've stood. I said, have you stood in shit? He went, no, man, that's me arse. I was like, He said, I just farted. I was like, tidy, mate. I had to get away. It was like, I can't explain what it was like. It was like I actually tasted it.
Anyway,
it was like,
about depression. Shut the fuck up.
It was like depression.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. No, because I'm just saying what gave me depression that day.
Yeah, I shut the fuck up.
Hey, tell you what though, like speaking of depression-wise, like us going to those rallies, and obviously whenever we see each other, it always gets brought up. Now, obviously,
it's really good memories. I would say after all the events from last year. Before I forget this, sorry to jump in. After all the events last year, I must have gone through about a month after that of trying to stay out of depression, because I knew I wasn't going to anything for ages. It was just going to be, fuck me, next year's a long way away, and I've done all like 4 or 5 different events and had a great time at all of them, meeting up with people. It's the most social that I get, apart from with family sort of thing, since all the COVID shit and my own issues and stuff. So yeah, that was hard after it, because you're on a buzz, you're on a high, especially at these events. You're having such a good laugh with people all weekend. That's a lot of heart.
You need that though, don't you? It's like you
look forward
to it. If you sat at home, like you're depressed and stuff like that, and it's like you go to these rallies, and then even on the way you get an anxiety about going. Like, oh shit, man, I'm gonna have to talk to people, fucking be outside. So I'm gonna have to be nice. I can't set anyone on fire unless. It's like, and then you get there, and you just all your worries go away. I think being out with your friends, even if it's once a year, once a blue moon, it's like you have a laugh, and sometimes when we're sat there chatting, we do bring up some stuff that's affecting us, and we take the piss out of each other, but we need that. It helps. It's not like we don't do it in a nasty way, but it's like when Terry got hit by that car, and we were starting to go depressed and get all weird about it. So what did we do? We ripped into him.
Yeah, but that stopped it. Yeah, but that took my mind off it, because it was like every time I felt a little bit down, one you'd noticed, you'd be like, "Oh, shut up, you idiot!" You know what I mean? You can fix that, mate. And it was that actually helped me get through it. But Rob was like, once you get home from them rallies, man, you feel so down. Everything goes like, it's like, because you've been there for the whole weekend, it's like it's time to get back down to that level where you was at, and it's like, you know what I mean? And you just don't feel right. That's why I can only do 1 or 2 rallies, because if I do any more with you lot, then I'm gonna have to start living in Reading or something.
I really want to do one where it's just us. I don't want no rally tents or out like that. I'd love to like.
Tezza's got great land. Tezza Fest. That's going to happen, mate. Don't you worry.
Land, and we'll just
he might not be there, and he might not know about it until afterwards. But we're going to have a Tezza Fest in his land.
You guys are always welcome down, man. There's woods near me where we can go and camp on the farmer's land, and we can, you know what I mean, have fires, and we can all have a good laugh, and every, you know what I mean. You guys are always welcome down, man, because you know what I mean. You keep me on the straight and narrow most of the time.
Can I ask you a lot of questions? Ever since being on YouTube and doing this hobby, do you think you opened up more in yourself, or?
Yeah, I reckon I have myself. Yeah.
No.
Well, you've been on it longer than any of us lot.
Right. I I've done a full circle, to be fair. So I started off being, I'm a man. I don't get depressed. To me getting depressed, and then coming out with it, and then I've gone back to that circle of, I'm a man. Life should be hard, but instead of being depressed, here's what I'm going to do about it. So I'd say it's helped, but it's not helped. The only way I can see really it's helped is, one, it's created some hobbies for me. To which, I mean, to be fair, I was doing anyway. It's just I started filming it. Two, it's gotten me to meet new people like all yourselves. I mean, Jim, if it weren't for your invitation, I wouldn't have found all those coins that day.
Exactly, that was an amazing day, that was.
So, to me, it's a bit of half and half, because I do feel like I've come full circle, but I'm a little bit more... You see, I can't say whether if I didn't do YouTube, would I have gone full circle anyway?
Are you more open-minded now, or?
Yeah, I'd say I'm more open-minded to it. However, I will still have my own opinions on it. Like when someone comes to me and says that they're depressed, then my response will be, well, what have you done about it? And it's like, oh, well, I've sat there and I've told you about it, but I've not really done anything. It's like, well, why? Why aren't you going to the gym trying to, work out? It'll release endorphins and make you feel better. Or why haven't you started a business to try and make your financial situation better? So now instead of, what's the word? Like encouraging depression, I'd like to say. So instead of going, oh, you're depressed, I'm really sorry, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm like, right, well, good, you've admitted it, but tell me what you're going to do about it.
Yeah.
How are we going to fix it? That's my opinion. That's how I feel. Whereas before, though, during my YouTube height, I would have sat there and I would have gone, oh, I'm sorry, you're depressed, blah, blah, blah. Take these pills, go see a doctor, get loads of pills, you'll be great. But being on that and doing it, I'm now come full circle. Life is hard. It's meant to be hard. If it weren't hard, then all the stuff in life that you want, like the, I don't know, big yachts, metal detectors, expensive stuff, everyone would have it, wouldn't they? So if it weren't hard, then what would be the point in getting it? So life is meant to be hard. It's meant to be tough. And as a man, we are meant to go through shit, but that's fine. You can do it. Just because you feel upset or depressed doesn't mean that you can't. And you'll find that like 90% of the time, by going out or going to the gym, just going for a walk to the shops, something like just something little, you will find that you could probably not cure, but like deal with your sadness or depression a little bit better.
Yeah,
that's my opinion. What about you, Rob?
I'm sorry, I was getting fixated by what Julie was doing with Terry there.
Oh no, that's him. That's it. Look. Yeah, boy, where is he? Can't go. There he is.
Bestiality now.
I'll tell you what, right? You come in and the kids are happy to see you, right? But they never say. They never say anything, right? You can walk in the house and they just walk around you. You see the dog? Every time you come in the house, right, there he is, pining. Can't wait to see you. Can't wait. Even if you've been gone for 10 minutes, he come to the door. Where you been, Dad? Where you been? Like wagging his tail, like all excited. Have you bought me treats? Have you got me treats? Like, because if you come back without treats, he won't talk to you all day. That dog. So I mean,
So the question again, what was the question again, Jim?
Since doing YouTube and doing your metal detecting, do you feel more open to mental health and that kind of stuff?
Yeah. Well, with not just metal detecting, and my videos are all over the place. I do all sorts of shit, don't I? I must admit, way back, Brad's live streams. Now that must be what, at least 5 years ago, something like that. 5, 6, 7. God knows.
6 or 7 now.
Yeah, I keep forgetting years go past, but then I look at Tezza and think, yeah, years are going past, don't they? Fucking hell. Anyway, yeah. So when you used to do your live streams and then delete them straight away, there was gone that you would be sort of going through problems and stuff like that. At that time, I was going through some fucking major shit, and that your streams helped me loads. Just for the cases that you were going through loads of shit, and which I wouldn't want to go through, whatever. And it was like, you know, I was going through loads of shit. So it's just nice to see someone else have an hassle in life. So yeah, your stuff helped me realise that I could sort of use YouTube in a way to sort of like, you know, I mean, help myself as such.
Yeah.
So I started, you know, getting well into doing the videos and stuff. And today, I'm a right twat for coming up with ideas or like having really good video ideas, and I play it over in my head so many times that I'm already fucking bored of it. So I'm like, shall I do that? You know, like the live streams, I've done the cooking live streams and that. I was going to do that today, but I ended up not doing it. But I am at the moment. I've got a beef stew going out there, and you know these videos where they chop the onion up or whatever. I've sort of done my own style, one of that, into a beef fucking stew, isn't it? Which is still But yeah, it's sort of like today, it was like, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to like literally do it. But I'll do all the video in it. And like metal detecting and video in it takes you 10 times longer to do something. You know what I mean? I've spent half the day, you know, washing vegetables, peeling them, you know what I mean, getting them ready, and then smashing them with a massive knife, and then having it go flying all over the kitchen everywhere. So I'm like, shit, right, how am I going to do that again? I've only got one Swede, you know, but it's cheered me up because it's making a video for, so there'll be, you know, and I was doing it for a short and doing it for, you know, normal sort of like style and that, but it will be, you know, a bit of style that's already been done, but it's like, fuck it, I'll give that, you know, something that I wanted to do.
You give it the rub touch.
But, you know, getting to actually do things, I have to battle myself to like be asked to do it. And it was 5:30 today. Like I suddenly, you know what I mean? I know this was going to happen and everything, but I've been on a stream all day, and I was suddenly like, oh, it feels like 8 o'clock at night. Have I fucking missed shit? Have I, you know what I mean? So luckily enough, yeah. But yeah, today's been an up day because I've done something. Otherwise, I'd not done it and then come along and done this, and you know, probably not been as easy to do it, sort of thing, because I would have probably been a bit depressed. You know? So yeah.
Sorry, Tracy.
I think YouTube's out. That's the question answer. Yeah.
Sorry, I've been interrupted.
Yeah, out.
Tracy, you came on our first show, didn't you? And you gave us our first topic that we got. You don't have to, but I'd just like to check in on base and see how you got on with your son in your life. So yeah, if you're more than happy to give us a shout, that'd be great. Let us know how you got on. Yeah, so Terry, how do you find that's Jim's question, has YouTube done anything for you?
I don't know, it stops me going, because otherwise if I'm not doing something, I like making the videos, because if I ain't doing something, then I'll just get bored. I like going out making the videos and then all the editing. You see all the editing, I love editing stuff. Because when I got nothing to do, there's something there to do. Otherwise, as you know, like Robin, you say, your brain starts playing tricks on you. Then you start feeling like, and then you start asking yourself questions in your own head. So while I'm doing all that, I just don't think of nothing except for what I'm doing at that point, like out metal detecting or out doing that. So YouTube's sort of helped me a little bit, I think, because I've started to show myself a little bit in videos where before you wouldn't see me in a video. So I didn't like showing my face, because it's weird when I go live, because you guys are here and most time I'm Rob's on, or if I go on Steve Shifter's, because I know them, sort of like it's easier to talk to. But if I try and record myself looking at a phone, I start stuttering and I can't get my words out. But recently I've started to get myself in the videos a little bit, so it is helping me get a little bit more sort of unconscious myself, sort of thing, if you know what I mean. I'm starting to feel a little bit more
confident in yourself, haven't? That's it.
So it is helping me a little bit. Yeah, I would say it is helping me a bit to get more confident, guys.
I find it helps me now because I'm going on more live stream with other people and talking about stuff like this. Years ago, I wouldn't even mentioned anything. Kept it to myself. But now doing YouTube and saying stuff, then yeah, I do think it helps.
Jim, a question for you. Obviously, you were running live streams weekly or whatever. Do you think, which I do personally, it's like this is why we're doing this monthly, I think, for one reason, and why I've never really done a stream where it's scheduled every week. Did you find the anxiety of that, of having to put a show on YouTube sort of thing, because you like, this is a weekly show and everything? And I know so many people that have had YouTube burnout from the pressure of that. It's like, you imagine, it's like running a game show or whatever on TV, but having to do all the production yourself, all the camera work yourself, the script, the fucking works. And so it's a lot of pressure for someone who, you know what I mean? We could throw ourselves in that environment. And when you do it on a weekly basis, I found with doing live streams, I'd run out of shit to do or talk about as such. And then I think, what the fuck am I doing there? You know what I mean? I'm not, entertaining.
That's why we're doing this Iconic once a month, because I feel like if we do it weekly, it's just going to burn us out, for one. Yeah. And two, you just go and run out of shit to talk about.
It's not just that. It can cause a lot of problems. If you've got a spouse, partner, or all like that, it can cause a lot of problems with that as well.
Well, that's it. Your channel was with the family, and your lady and daughter and everything was involved in it. So, the pressure of them having to come on and do it, that could cause friction or whatever. So it's a case of, I want to do it tonight. That's why when I do a live, it's like when I'm feeling it, sort of thing.
When you
come
on.
That's what I said to Tina. If we do a live stream, it's going to be rather once every 2 weeks or once a month. I just can't do it. I can't do it week on week off.
Man.
It just burns me out. I don't know if any of you knew that means Tina split a few months ago.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
we split all. I know the thing just got on top of me, and
due to my ex.
It was due to her ex as well. Got her ex on the lives on the road. Literally over the road.
That's not the best fucking situation, is it?
Don't do him in.
Everything just came into one, and it just got that bad. And I'm like, fuck this.
But you through that, you know what I mean? It's again, every day's a learning day, isn't it? And so how you deal with things and that, and how to deal with it in the future, and just
it's
literally.
Like Tina, she suffers from depression, and we both take tablets. I've been on my tablets for years, and if I come off, I just go looper.
Yeah,
and
you will, because you're having withdrawals as well as dealing
with.
What
we do now, because we take our tablets at night, which our prescriptions are nighttime, so they work during the day as well. We show each other that we're taking our tablets. So one of us can't. When an argument comes, you've not been taking your tablets, you've not been doing this. Now we've got in a routine that every night She showed me.
I never thought with tablet taking I'd have to fucking have a granny box and that. But if I don't, I'm like, did I take them this morning? Or was that yesterday morning when I had my cup of tea? Fuck. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Speaking of tablets and using medication for depression, now obviously, Rob, your tablets there are for your other medical issues. What about like herbal medicine? So like not that type of herbal medicine, Rob.
It works for me. Works for me.
Natural remedies, that sort of stuff. Instead of using instead of using prescribed pills.
You can buy sweets.
I'm sure there's like natural.
You mean like a CB, like a CB oil, like a.
No. So I mean like if I went and gathered herbs, like if I went and gathered herbs. Yeah, well, if you think about it, that's where medicine came from originally.
All the Chinese herbs and the Chinese herbal shops and that. You go in there and like sort of like.
I know that, but are you really going to buy a jar of medicine off of Brad that he's just gone in the woods, got a load of leaves, knocked up into a jar and said, "Here, lads, check this out. This is me. This will help you." Do you know what I mean? That herbal stuff, I'm not too sure. Yeah. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that.
You're so untrusting. I have 100% confidence in it. And stuff. Herbal thing.
There is natural herbs out there that are probably a lot healthier than pills. I'm just wondering, like, what
pills are your last straw. I think pills, like Jim's saying, it's to a point when it's your last straw, and you know that you can't take no more, and maybe that's when when the pills maybe.
We are what we eat. So if we're not taking in the right sort of shit, then our body can't function 100%. So it is a case you get all your vitamins that we are supposedly needing. You know what I mean? We get if we get everything like that, then our body's got no excuse. Well, that's what I fucking tell it. I'm like, you work proper, you bastard. I've given you like a really nice fish and chip meal or something.
Well, that's also another thing. Like what you eat can affect your depression as well, can't it? Because I mean, if you're eating shit all the time, junk food, you're gonna feel lethargic and like run down. Like you get a quick buzz, but then it wears off, doesn't it?
Well, it's that thing, and even in films and that, you've got the women, when they've split up with their boyfriend, they're going for a bucket of ice cream or whatever. Chocolate's supposed to be a good one for getting a buzz from and a good endorphins going and shit like that. So it does.
But then you've got the come down from that, haven't you? Because and then that just makes your depression even worse. Where
it's just like you said, masking. That's my favourite word that I'm going to start using more because you used it earlier. But yeah, masking things with things is definitely But if you find something that works for you, like you say, in the natural remedies and stuff like that, I am so interested in that. I don't know what it is about getting older, but becoming a bit of a Bear Grylls. When I'm out, I am looking at. Roseanne's permission has got a lot of different sort of areas and bits of woods and pastures and stuff like that, and there's a big variety of most of it you could probably eat, but I don't, just in case. And then she goes and makes me eat fucking nettles and shit in the woods.
Oh mate, they're so good. They're so good. You see, when I'm out metal detecting, I'm looking for like mushrooms and like berries and stuff. I'm not looking for treasure. I'm literally looking like herbs and stuff. I've got my
see Brad just there detecting next to a blackberry bush for about an hour. Fucking
it's not okay. Right, you say that. You look at what happened at RCM on my first ever one that we came to, and I had heat stroke.
Oh, funny.
Remember that? What did I do? For an hour, I was picking berries off a bush, a blackberry bush, eating them to get the sugar just so I could fucking get back to camp.
Oh, you're lucky. I mean, look at
time.
time.
You say that, and I did it.
You're lucky you didn't die of heat stroke. It's dangerous. I did that in the last rally. Tail drunk all my water. I had to walk back about 2 miles, all down them hills. Oh, that done a nut in that did. I'm not doing that again.
I'll tell you what, mate. That's what I'm looking at the moment, and definitely getting. And I'm hardcore looking on eBay at the moment. I've had a couple of offers through on decent ones, but electric bike in the van. So whenever I go anywhere, I haven't got to walk fucking miles. I can walk all right detecting, but it's like when all these fuckers go off and they get to the other side of the field that you know what I mean, shit's coming up, or you want to get up the top of those fields, and it's like, that's it, I'm going to be on my fucking electric scooter, fucking hammering it up the hill, fucking detection the backpack. And if any security guard tries to stop me this time, fuck you, you're getting done. Simple, you know what I mean? Fucking, yeah. And anyway, depression.
I walk around with hi. You're right.
Hello.
I walk around when I'm detecting. I have in my little side bag. I actually have a book of wild foods, like wild herbs and berries and mushrooms and stuff. So I am always on the lookout for it.
We sit there at a rally.
What?
I was just about to say, we sit there at a rally and Brad's got 7 sticks and he'll make you up a wind chime if you sit there with him long enough.
Oh, yeah, shit, remember that?
Remember them
people with that.
You scared the heck out of me after a while. You started hanging them up places. I thought, I swear he's got some sort of curse going on here. He's hanging these weird stick things, but you made him look so good.
To make glass art as well by melting bottles in the fire and shit as well.
I was like, I'm out of here because that's going to go bang. Surely that bottle's going to go bang. He was like, no, it melt, wouldn't it? It melt into this one. I was like, what? This is dangerous.
Do you know how many times I've done it? I've done it so many fucking times. It's untrue. I do it in my garden sometimes when I've got a little log fire going and I'm sat in the garden.
Well, actually, no, I've never actually seen it. I've never ever seen it.
You make me go bendy and shit, and like in the mountain.
Tell you what, then next time we're at a rally, I'll show you.
Yeah, I'll keep well away though.
Sit right next to the fire with me.
Right, stop.
Jim, you need to come to a rally with us.
Yeah, I definitely will do.
Oh, that'd be good.
Honestly, you'll see a different side to it.
I did.
Yeah.
I saw a totally different side to a rally. Everyone that I met though is the same as what everyone was in real life. Like, I mean, online. Apart from Brad, I never knew he was so shiny. Like you know what I mean? Emac cream. I mean, he emacs from neck down, brother. He emacs from, neck down. The only bit of hair Brad's got is what's on his lip. And what's on top of his head, the rest of it, that's it. He's gone. I still see. I mean, that still scars me now. That one thing. See,
you can see that, like really, like you can see that.
But Brad, you've got nothing, Brad. He said, "Did you hear him or what? You see that? No, Brad, you was smooth, mate. You were shiny as that, like a light bulb. You was, Brad. Like that. That's what he looked like a light bulb. That's how shiny it was, like that."
But you were sat there and you asked to see my cock, so I showed you. I don't know why you asked. But
yeah. I was going for a bit of
You did ask, and I shouted at you as you asked, like, you're fucking gonna see it now. You
That's Brad.
You asked Brad to do something that he's quite capable of doing.
I didn't think he was going to do that.
There's no backseat.
You won't be able to embarrass me, Terry.
Oh, you embarrassed old Mark. Then when you walked through the crowd pointing your finger and you went, "Are you all right?" I just couldn't stop laughing. That was right. I mean, he walked through everyone. Everyone's looking at him like, "Who, me, mate?" He's like, "No." He just pointed his finger, walked through the whole lot of everyone and just went to Mark, "Are you all right?" Because everyone kept minding Mark up about, was he all right? I can remember that.
Oh, shit, man. He was, poking his paranoia.
He just disappeared. Oh, we did our lives for ages, and then all of a sudden he sort of disappeared on me.
How is he? What's happened to him?
He's doing well. He's doing TikTok a lot now, and
he was on the RCM No Frills thing. I didn't realise he was there, and it was like, and then I was having a good chat with him. And the thing was, he reminded me of one of my very early vids, an LP dig, and he was, and it was Mark, and I didn't you know what I mean? I didn't realise when we done the text for that it was the same guy, but he sat there next to me. He was in his van, and he sat on his fucking chair and went straight through it to the floor, so he was stuck in his chair. And I was like, hang on, I'm having a photo. And I used it as my thumbnail to the video. And he's just stuck in his fucking chair. I never realised until that last one, that was him from way back then. And then I find out Roseanne's known him for about a year or more before that. Yeah. And I was like, he gets about.
He's still about. He's on TikTok now. He don't really do YouTube now. So I speak to him. Time to time, but I don't know. I don't know. I was 1 minute everything was going fine, and then next minute it just it's shit, stuff like that happens though. That set me back right away. That was bad. I did stuff with
him. It would be like nothing ever happened, because you know what I mean. Seeing him at the No Frills one or what, because he sort of disappeared on everyone that was.
I think that's when. Like, because I knew Scotty Owens, Blueface, from talking to him in chat. Do you know what I mean? And then, of course, when Mark disappeared, I went. I won't lie, I did. I went really. So I just didn't want to do it no more. I couldn't be hassled. Do you know what I mean? It's because I made really good friends.
The live stream with him and everything as well, wasn't there? So
I got really close.
Very close. Yeah, of course.
And that did sort of push me right back. But then, as I say, Scotty Owens come along and. He said to me, right here, have a bit of 12-foot Scottish boot up your bum, because I'm going to kick you every single day. And I swear to God, if it weren't for him, I'd have been stuck in so many times. Because he does. He messages me every morning. He's like, he calls me Basil, right? He calls me Basil, so I call him Dorian. You know Dorian out of Football Factory. I call him Dorian. He calls me Basil. So he says, F you, Basil, in the morning. And I say, F you, Dorian. But we've got this kind of thing where if I'm feeling down, he will know. I don't know how he knows, but he just knows. He's like, stop feeling down. Stop feeling sorry for yourself, Chase. Get yourself.
Soulmate.
He is. He just knows every time. He just knows. He's like, you're a bit quiet. What's up with you? Like, I'm like, no, I'm all right, mate. He's like, don't give me all your gibbery. You're all right. Tell Scotty what's up. Like, I'm like, and then I just talk to him. Like, do you know what I mean? I can tell him everything.
And then I want to see these, Scott. I fucking want to see these messages, because I reckon there's probably once or twice in there. He's probably going, Rob's been a bit.
We do video calls, me, Em, and Stu, like what we're doing here live. We do it
mate, when you was bragging about how much weight you lost, and you're basically the same weight as me at the moment. And I said to you, mate, just look at me and then realise how much of a fat bastard you are.
I've started to lose weight, right, because it was Scott going, that's not good for you, that's not good for you. So I thought, I'm going to start losing. So I started losing a bit. And I've done quite well so far. But yeah, he really motivated me to carry on going. Because I just wanted to quit. I can't be bothered no more, because it was just...
Do you find it easier?
I want to have a chin competition. No, don't hold back like that. Fucking squash down and show us how many chins you got. Pull your head back in, you little slug. That's it.
That's me, Adam's apple. That's me, Adam's apple. What?
Yeah, okay, Terry. So what was that?
Do you find it easier when you talk to like people on YouTube and talking to people on chat? Do you find it when you meet them, it's easier to talk to?
Yeah, I do. I think if I've talked to them like Rob and that, when I meet them, it's like, and like you, when I met you, it's like, how you doing? A big hug. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's because I know. But if it's someone new,
about people, you do get to know people online. People say, online sort of like things, whatever. I mean, people fall in love from other countries and fucking marry bitches from Thailand or whatever online, Christ's sake. So, I've been looking on the Russian website, don't you worry. I
don't understand that question. Do you mean like you find it easier talking to them because
basically
about depression, or just talking about them to them, just in general?
Normally, if I just went to, if I didn't do YouTube, I wouldn't talk to no one. If I went to rallies or all that, I wouldn't talk to no one. I wouldn't know anyone. But knowing like people through YouTube doing metal detecting and that, I do find it easier to talk to people. I already spoke to him through the internet and stuff like that. I do find it easier to talk to people that way.
You know they're not. You know, if you go up to that person, they're not going to knife you in the face or something.
Yeah,
you're sort of like, yeah, he's all right on there. So yeah, he's going to be all right in real life, or if not, better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's obviously, we're social animals. We're much better. Oh, there we go. Hello, sweet. Oh, how you doing, darling?
Yeah, not bad. Not too shabby. Not too shabby.
Oh,
go and get in bed.
What? No.
I'll Snapchat later. Don't worry.
That'd be Rob, wouldn't it?
I love you. I'll shut that door. Cheers. Sorry about that.
I love you. Shut the door. Yeah, it sounds like it.
It's like you, Rob, when I first
relationship there. That's the man and wife.
It's like you, Rob, when I first met you. I spoke to you through YouTube and chat. So when I came up to start talking to you, it's just like I knew you for like years and years. But normally I wouldn't have spoke to anyone like that.
Yeah, it was cool, mate.
We know
you were camped at the end of us, weren't you? I didn't even realise because I was up obviously top end where the fire was and everything like that. I didn't even walk down that way once in the whole weekend. It was like off to the fields that way or whatever. And I didn't, you know what I mean? I think I walked down to Tezza's when I busted into his one when he was sat there putting about the 10th paper around his cigarette that he was making, going, and yeah, so proper mess he was.
First time I met Brad, he was on the rally. He was with Digger Dawn. And
I can't remember.
Yeah, I spoke to you through when you was on doing your live streams. I used to talk to you through that. I knew that I could talk to you and not be like ignored or like that. You know what I mean?
Did I ignore you?
No,
I didn't ignore you, did I?
No.
Sometimes people talk to me. I don't realise they're talking to me, so I'm just like off in my own world.
No, you know what I mean? It's like
I've seen that.
You go to right, you don't know.
It's
like when you don't know someone, you go up to it and you don't know what to say. But I knew what to say to you because I already spoke to you online.
Well, some people do get a bit intimidated when they come and talk to me. I think it's because I'm not tall, but I'm quite big.
The first one I met you at, Brad, was it the one where they brought out the simplex and everything, had the woman in the water tank and that?
Yeah.
Right, because obviously I've known you online and from your lives and everything like that, and you're a big channel, and it was like that first time, that was quite hard for me at first because I was a little bit fan-struck. I was a little bit fanboy. I was sort of like, fucking hell, we got Brad camping with us.
First rally.
People realise who Brad is. I sort of like felt I knew you so much, so I didn't want to come home and like, oh, fucking and all that. But I was a bit like that first of all with you, and I was like, and after 5 minutes, it was just like, you know what I mean? It was like, hey, this is just a mate sort of thing.
Yeah, well, I tend to talk to people like I've known you for years. I do it with everyone. I don't know how I do it or why I do it, but that's just how I talk to people. It's like I have no filter. So
well, that's it. For my fandom, I was put at ease by your demeanour or whatever. So yeah.
Well, no. Some people can get a bit. I have it at work all the time. I'm always getting the new staff like, oh, I'm scared of him. He's got like serial killer eyes and stuff like that. It's like,
they ain't half wrong. though. I tell you that when you're sitting there putting stuff on fires and that, and you have them eyes, no wonder why everyone runs.
Oh mate, the bit that I put in Tezza's video where you're going around with a champagne, bruv. Yeah, I mean champagne.
Remember that? Remember that? He goes, "Do you want more? Do you want more?"
I was trying to find a bit in the video where it's like, right, I had that clip off to the side. I heard it, you know what I mean? I'm getting all these other clips, and it's like, where do I put that one in? And how many times do I put that in? Champagne. I was like,
how tall is Brad? You're about 5'11", 5'12", aren't you?
I'm 6'1".
6'1". You didn't even look that tall. I'm about 5'11". Then you didn't look
at
that
the photos, right? Look at the photos from the last RCM dig. We're all stood in a line. Look at the size of me compared to you lot.
I mean, you can tell the biggest ones in there, like the ones who've got the most weight. I mean, you notice that in the picture. I won't lie.
Seriously, it looks like I'm stood in front of you all, but we're not. Well, we're all in line.
The only pictures I've got of you, Brad, of the rallies, right, is the ones where every time I took a picture, it's not you I've got, it's your ass. That's every single picture. Yeah. No matter what picture I took, right, I said to everyone, I want to get a picture of one at the rally without, like, anything. Every time I turned around and took a picture of Rob, there's Rob, finger up. Or I'm recording, and I've just done a whole minute of a video, then you hear Rob in the background go, "Oh, you effing idiot," like right through the middle of my video. Like, I think, just one shot. And I could never get it with Rob. No matter how hard I tried, you just can't get one of Rob, because once you start recording him, it's like, he knows he knows. So he's like, you effing, he knows that's not going to go in there. So he's like, well,
I'll come out with the most abusive fucking crap I know that you ain't going to, you'll go back and watch it later and go, I can't put. I would love to put that in, but I can't put that in.
Like, I've got so many. And Brad's one.
You in the out went on a big
outside of YouTube. Chris knows me. He made a comment. Where is it? It was about me, like my serial killer eyes, and I only look like that because you can't remember whether you've met them before. So when I'm looking at people, that's what I'm doing. So I'll stare at you, and sometimes it'll be quite intense. But in reality, I'm just thinking, have I met you before?
I can't see when someone does that. I can't help but laugh. Like the doctor come in, and I had to have one of them cameras down my throat, yeah, and because I got high heat hernia, I was a little bit worried. He come in, he went, "I've got something to tell you." Before he could even finish saying anything, I started laughing. Don't ask why. I think he looked at me as if to say, "Whoa, you're off your rocker, mate. I could be telling you you're going to die next week. You're sitting there laughing at yourself, mate. You're feeling all right." Like, I was like, every time they come in, I get worried. I just laugh. So that's why at rallies sometimes, like, if I start talking to someone, I just make people laugh, because if I don't make them laugh, then, do you know what I mean? I don't feel right, because I've learned it all off of either Brad or Rob. Everything I know, I've learned off of these two.
Notch out 99, motherfucker.
I don't notch it out no more, because you told me not to. You told me not to notch out 99, so I've never done it. But Brad at the rally, first time I met him, I mean, he was really quiet. Like, when I went over and spoke to him, said hello as you do, but he was really quiet. And then all of a sudden,
he didn't like you.
No, after he started grabbing my leg and that, I knew he liked me. He fancied me once he grabbed my ankle and that. And I mean, he had the ops for me, because he kept throwing peanuts at me, trying to get me attention and that. And he was like flashing in the light.
I was in your tent.
I'll tell you what, let's see if we can get something off of your brain, right? Like, that's been on it since that detectable, where we fucking done you over like a kipper, most of it. Let's see if we could have an admission now, because I think I know exactly who done it, because I think I know who had the sausage roll.
Tidy. Right? I know it was. I bet it was.
Right.
Was it you, Brad?
What?
Who stuck the sausage roll in the sleeping bag?
I don't know. I can't fucking remember.
He can't remember. Right, listen, yeah. It was when I got home. I didn't know.
I swear, right. When Brad, you turned up in your 4x4 and that, mate, and was showing me all your sleeping stuff in the back, and then you were showing me your food, and you had a stack of fucking sausage rolls, mate, and you were the only person that had sausage rolls.
I swear, it was a sausage roll, not a sausage in a roll. It was an actual sausage.
Yeah, I tried to put the sausage on your boot.
That was it. The sausage in the roll.
Yeah,
but
what were you sausage in your exhaust?
No, you put a sausage roll in my sleeping bag, mate. Seriously,
I
Tidy's saying not me. I'm pretty sure it was Brad. It was just sort of like
Tidy. I'm not sure.
It's hard to remember all of the different things.
What happened was, when I got home, because I folded all my stuff in the car when I put it away. When I got home, I left it in there for about 5 or 6 days. Then I got it all out. As I've emptied my sleep bag, I thought, what is all that? I had bits of metal in there that someone put in there, like fines or something, and then a sausage roll. And I thought, what the whole? And it was rock hard. It was rock hard. I thought, I'm not going to say nothing, but then
it does ring a bell.
I had a feeling it was
this time, mate. And
when you said it was, you got home and it was rolled up in your sleeping bag. That rings a bell. That.
Yeah, it was. It was wrapped up in there. At first, when I started opening my sleeping bag and pillow and that, I thought there's something dodgy here. After that come out, I started going through all my stuff. No, I mean, I didn't know what was in there. At first, I thought it was Diggit Mark, because after Rob gave him a fag, I thought he had gone in the tent, got a few of the munchies out, started smashing pies and that, and just dropped all the stuff because he had crumbs everywhere, Mark did. So I thought the sausage roll was falling in there because of him, but he weren't him. He went, no, don't do me, mate.
I'm pretty sure I put my metal fines in there too.
That's what it was. There was loads of little bits of fines, weird crap. I don't know what they were. At first I thought that might have come out of my pocket, but come to think about it, I never really found them. So...
was there a horseshoe as well? I can't remember.
No, that horseshoe ended up in the back of Mark's motor because someone stuck it hanging off of my the tow bar bit. Someone hung it over the back of the tow bar, so I picked it up and put it in the back of Mark's motor, and then he put all the stuff in there when he was going home with it. I thought, see you later.
Yeah, it might have been me. I don't know. I can't remember. I was on. I was on my antidepressants back then.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The stuff you guys did to me, but it was all fun. You know what I mean? It was all absolute fucking brilliant. It was.
It was all just fun stuff.
Oh, where's that all come from?
You still got your little Jeep, Brad?
No, that died.
Oh no.
That new E10 petrol just destroyed it. It literally ate through the fuel filter, the fuel lines. It just started, just ate through everything. That new E10. So the frame was on its way out anyway. So it was like I had no choice. So instead of scrapping it, though, I didn't scrap it. It got donated to someone that builds those type of Jeeps, so it went off the parts. So
cool.
At least it got some use out of it. But no, that E10 petrol just literally destroyed everything.
Is that the dearer petrol? Is that the dearer one out of the two?
No, that's the cheap one. They changed it to that E10, didn't they? It was, what was it, E5, and then it got changed to E10.
Yeah, you have to get, if you want to keep your motor up, then you have to put the 90 RON stuff in, like the premium.
No, I ain't doing that. It's too dear for that. It's like £1.60 a litre.
Ate all the fuel lines. And I was driving back from Sheffield with my kids. Mate. Yeah, I was driving back from Sheffield with my kids in the car, and I could smell petrol. And I'm driving at 60 miles an hour. And I'm like, mate, I can't do that now. So, it weren't safe for my kids. I do miss it. I love that Jeep. It was mint, but
I had that with my kids in the car, going to a car show in my RX-7, and it was like smoke coming out of the bonnet when we got to pull up nearby, and it's like, Jesus, that stinks of petrol. And there was a little pinprick on a fuel line, and it was going straight onto the turbo. So luckily it didn't flame. It just, every time it went on, it just went, just like gobbing on an iron sort of thing.
Very lucky.
You know what I mean? I was like, shall I pull over? Fuck it. It's probably just like a water thing or something. You know what I mean? Go another 40 miles. And then, when I looked, it was like, ooh, that could have been bad.
Oh, yeah, that is bad. I do brakes, exhausts. I can't be dealing with all the other stuff on cars like spark plugs, engine management, the engine, the gasket seals. I can't be asked with doing all that, but I can do all brakes and stuff. But Yeah, I don't like cars. I hate cars. I hate it. Do you know how many miles I drove in that convertible? I had it for 3
You
years.
should drive it for when we go to rallies.
Yeah, well, I had that convertible for 3 years, right? And I bought it on 72,000 miles, and I sold it on 81,000 after 3.5 years. And then someone goes and gets a ticket in it, and then I get a letter saying that you're charged for the ticket, yeah? So I said to him, go back to DVLA and ask DVLA when I sold the motor, because it says on there the 9th of October, and the ticket was for like the 25th of October. I said the car was not in the name. Then they went, it weren't changed over. Well, no, because they sent the logbook in, didn't I? It takes about 3 weeks.
Right, the logbook.
Right, you got to do it online nowadays. I literally, when I sold my Bimmer to fucking Polish Indians, and then I got like call later saying, "Oh, I want 800 quid back. It overheated and shit like that." And I was like, "Fuck off, you fucking scamming toss bag." Yeah, it's like, yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to be very careful in the car world.
Yeah, got like well off subject.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. That had nothing to do with me. I never went off subject. I was on subject there.
Well, I think, to be honest, I would like to start wrapping it up now. I need a piss. Well, bad.
I need to go to the shop and get gas, because just run out of gas. I'm freezing in this cupboard. Seriously, do you know what? Usually by now I'm rocking, but I'm frozen still, stiff.
I was actually looking out for you rocking, thinking he's going to want medication soon. He's going to want medication soon. And he sees me going off and then coming back in a puff of smoke, and he's like,
when you were doing that, every time you did that, I was like, bastard, just the head screaming out your name. Well, I'm going to kill you. That's it. But I'll tell you what, guys, thanks for having me on tonight. You've been absolutely amazing for having me on. Brilliant show.
Yeah, so thank you for coming on, everyone. If you just look into the comments on the live YouTube chat now, I've put a link to the Iconic Facebook group. Again, on there, we do have some self-help numbers that you can call if you are do need some help with your mental health. Jim, thank you for coming on and sharing your story.
You're welcome. Well, I just want to say, don't be ashamed of that you got depression. Be open with it and get help.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you for coming on. It was
you're welcome.
Yes, and coming out saying what you said, in explaining some of your past. It was a big step and well done. You have helped at least one person tonight, so be proud that you said it online.
Yeah. 100%.
Nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to hide. So you will have helped at least one person, and that's not just tonight. That's in the future as well, because I'm keeping them on. Terry, thank you for coming on. It's been a laugh.
Sorry if I sidetracked.
Stories.
Yeah, sorry. I do apologise to everyone about the sidetracking. I think that's what happens to me. You see, I just once you guys start talking, my brain's gone, and then it's like school whiff time, like badly. So I apologise to everyone in there, but thanks for having me on, guys. And as I say, the same as what Jim says. You guys need any help? There's numbers in the group that Brad's put up there in the page. Even if you need to talk to somebody, we're all out there. There's Brad, Bob, me, and even Jim. Even if you want to talk to Jim, I mean, Jim's there to talk back to somebody if someone wants talking. Jim,
mainly that. Well, if it's early hours of the morning in the UK, then please get in touch with Blueface Savage, because he's probably already been woken up by Tezza. But yeah, any time of night, Blueface Savage, 4 a.m, not a problem. Bang him like multiple ones. He likes at least 5 in a row. So it's like and just ask Tesla.
About the Facebook group is that you can post anonymously as well. I've set that up so you can do it without anyone knowing who you are. So if you do want to get something off your chest, but you can't say it, maybe typing it would help. And we aren't there to judge. we all have our own opinions and our own views on how to fix things, and that's the whole point of this iconic series. Is we talk about our own views, and then you take bits of that and create your own view, and hopefully you could help yourself. So we're helping you help yourself. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you, Rob, again. See, Rob's my co-host. I forced him into this pretty much. He couldn't say no.
I was very happy to be up, and I do enjoy it. I really do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're my hero. Working with Brad at last.
So thank you, Rob, for taking your time out today to help me.
Thank you, Brad, for coming up with all this.
So please join our Facebook group. Hopefully we'll see you on there. There is help numbers, and like I said, if you do want to get stuff off your chest, you're more than welcome to post whatever you like. So thank you for that. I'm going to end this live stream right now. If Rob, Jim, and Tether could just stay on whilst after I've ended it. But thank you for joining us, and I'll see you next month with another topic. So thank you.
Take care, everyone. Stay safe.
Take care.
Doodles.